Live streaming is on. Live streaming is on.
Please mute everyone and starting. Uh, Good afternoon, everyone. This afternoon, I would like to introduce you all to our story, chapter 10, 11, and 12. Chapter 10, Life in the Country. The character, number 1, Mrs. Melly. Number 2, Rose. Number 3, Dr. Watson. Number 4, Oliver. Number 5, Mary Mary. Mrs. Mary Frank. Number 6, Bumble. Number 7, Mrs. Conway. Number 8, Mine. Number 9, Agnes, Oliver's mother. About story scene. Number 1, Percy. Number 2, workhouse. Story problem. Number 1, Oliver was now a strong and healthy boy and very fond of Rose and Mrs. Molly, much they were fond of him. Number 2, one hot summer evening after a walk in the country, Rose became very weak and pale and confessed to her ill. Number 3, noticing that Rose's condition was serious, Mrs. Molly sent Oliver to the nearest town 4 miles away to post 2 express letters, one to Dr. Losberne in Courtesy and the other to Harry Melly. Number 4. After receiving intensive care from Dr. Losberne, Rose recovered from her illness and got well again. Number 5. Mrs. Melly was worried about her son, wanted to marry Rose, whose birth is unknown. Number 6. The contentious conversation between mother and the children, and with Mrs. Melly returning to sit next to Rose in her room. Number 7. One night, Oliver dreamed that he was at Fagin's house with Teresa. In his dream, Oliver woke up and shouted loudly for help. Harry and Dr. Losberne came running and hearing what had happened. They rushed outside into the night and searched the garden and the field around. There was no sign of anybody. Number 8. The next day, Harry left the failure to ask Rose to marry him. From the upstairs window, Rose watched him leave with tears in her eyes. Number 9. At the workhouse, Bumble and Mrs. Conway become a violent couple. The couple is always in conflict with each other. Number 10. One evening, after a violent argument with his wife, Mr. Bumble went for a drink in at a town pub. Number 11. At the pub, Mr. Bumble met a tall dark man who claimed to know him. Stranger gave Mr. Bumble a couple of coins for information related to old woman who was a nurse for Oliver's number. Number 12. Remembering that his wife was with the old woman when he died, Mrs. Campbell promised to bring his wife to meet Mang next day. Number 14. The next evening, Mr. and Mrs. Bumble went to meet Mang at the oldest and most ruined building next to the river. Number 14. Under the roof of the oldest and the most ruined building, surrounded with a bright flash of lightning outside, followed by loud thunder, Mang paid £25 and started to ask Mrs. Bumble for the information. The last piece of information was the nurse robbed the child's mother. Story solution. Mr. Bumble, Mrs. Bumble gave Mang a little gold locket carrying gold wedding ring inside. Mang tied the locket to a heavy weight and dropped into the water. In a second, it was gone. Number 3. The three of them part with each other. Mr. Bumble moved away into the rain and pulled his wife with him. It is the end of chapter 10. Chapter 11. Nancy make a visit. The character Nancy, number 1. Number 2, Mr. Bumble. Number 3, Mr. Bearside. Number 4, Fagin. Number 5, Hartford Dodger. Number 6, Charles Beth. Number 7, Mang. Number 8, Mr. Bumble. Number 10, Mrs. Badwin. And number 9, Mrs. Badwin. And number 10, Oliver. Story scene. Number 1, workhouse. Number 2, family hotel in west of London near Hyde Park. Story problem. Number 1, Sai and Nancy had health problem, but Nancy was more serious. One evening she felt dizzy, weak, and fainted. Fortunately, Fagin, Hartford Dodger, and Charles Beth arrived and rescued her in time. Number 2, seeing Fagin, Dodger, and Charles Beth took care to cure Nancy's disease, Sai became jealous and angry with them. Not only that, Sai also asked Fagin for some money because Fagin did not take the money along with him, and Sai did not trust him as well. So Sai asked Nancy to go and take the money from Fagin at his house. Number 3, when Nancy arrived at Fagin's house to fetch £3, according to the agreement between Sai and Fagin, Mang arrived. When Mang saw Nancy, he moved back, as if he had expected no one but Fagin. Number 4, when Mang and Fagin went upstairs to talk privately, Nancy crept silently up the stairs to listen in the passage for a quarter of an hour. Then, like a ghost, she reappeared in the downstairs room and sat down. Number 5, one night, while Sai was fast asleep after taking drugs, Nancy ran outside the house to the hotel to meet and tell Rose the secret of Oliver's life, which she learned by eardropping on a conversation between Mang and Fagin. Number 6, Oliver got Mr. Brownlow's address while going out for a walk outside the hotel room and showed it to Rose, and Rose brought Oliver to Mr. Brownlow's house. Solution of the story. That evening at the hotel, Oliver four friends, Mr. Brownlow, Dr. Losburn, Mrs. Miley and Rose met as arranged. They planned to find Oliver's father, essentially to find Monks and find a way to force Monk to talk about the reality of the Oliver's life. The end of chapter 11. Chapter 12. Nancy keeps an appointment. The character. Number 1, Nancy. Number 2, Charlotte. Number 3, Nose Claypole. Number 4, Fagin. Number 5, Syke. Number 6, Mr. Brownlow. And number 7, Rose. Story scene. Along the street to London. London. Number 2. Number 3, Fagin's house. Number 4, London Bridge. Number 5, Syke's house. The stories of the problem. Number 1, Charlotte and Nose Claypole left Mr. Sowerberry's shop and started a new life in London. Number 2, when Nose and Charlotte entered London, they met Fagin and had further discussion. After the discussion, Nose and Charlotte decided to live in Fagin's house and began to be instructed in their new profession. Number 3, the first appointment between Rose and Nancy on Sunday night was missed because Syke did not allow Rose to leave the house at night, despite Rose's insistence until a fight broke out. Number 4, on suspicion of having an affair with someone other than the gang, Fagin sets out to track down to find out Nancy's new friend. Number 5, to track down Nancy's new friend, Fagin sent Nose to follow Nancy one night when Nancy had an appointment with Rose at London Bridge. Number 6, as Fagin's plan, everything Nancy did was known by Nose. He knew where Nancy went, who Nancy met, and what Nancy told Rose and Mr. Brownlow. The solution of the story of chapter 12, after realizing that their identity and activity had been broken out by Nancy, Syke severely beat Nancy that she fainted. The end. Thank you.
Hello, teacher.
A moment.